Percy Jackson. The poor guy can't ever seem to take a break because the author keeps running him into situations where he has to go on some dangerous quest, which he's constantly being put in life or death situations. You know, I genuinely feel really bad for him. But I actually don't care. Give me more of this, please. Percy Jackson, Wrath of the Triple Goddess. The Senior Year Adventures Book 2. Man, try saying that title 10 times fast. This latest installment in the franchise is quite peculiar, I would say. It follows up on the last novel, Chalice of the Gods, where Percy Jackson has to get a recommendation letter from a Greek god so that he can apply to his university. Wrath of the Triple Goddess in question follows the same spiel. Now with that being said, how does this story hold up? Well, my answer to that question is not so simple. Let's break this down, shall we? Let me start by saying this. I believe the 5-book Percy Jackson series is as close as you can get to a perfect series. The original Percy Jackson and the Olympians pentology, released in the 2000s, is rooted in pop culture and are the original stories that people know Percy Jackson for. They are well written and contain a fantastic narrative structure for both the plot and characters. Even when there are other series that continue the Percy Jackson stories, such as Heroes of Olympus and Trials of Apollo, it's still to my opinion that the original 5-book Percy Jackson series is unmatched in its storytelling. There's a reason why so many people love it and why so many people continue to love it. However, with that being said, I want to get this point cleared up, that these new Percy Jackson stories, that being Chalice of the Gods and Wrath of the Triple Goddess, despite being called Percy Jackson and the Olympians, it's not a part of the original 5-book series, and that to me is what makes it amazing. For some reason, when Chalice of the Gods was released, it was marketed as being the 6th Percy Jackson book, which, sure, for marketing reasons it makes sense, but in practicality it makes no sense since it doesn't continue the story right after book 5. But with Wrath of the Triple Goddess, this has been fixed by titling the story as The Senior Year Adventures. This to me explains the reason why I love these new Percy Jackson stories so much. Because it's not the 6th or 7th installment in the franchise. It's a fresh take on Percy Jackson that follows the same characters, but in a new and fun premise to get excited about these stories in a different but not unwelcome method. In my opinion, Chalice of the Gods was good, but Wrath of the Triple Goddess proved that these new books were worth it to me. I think what I love the most about it is that it's just such a simple premise. Percy, Annabeth, and Grover in this novel have to take care of a goddess's pets during Halloween. But you know, regular demigod stuff happens and the trio loses the pets, throwing their whole Halloween plans into mayhem. This story to me felt like such a blast to read through. I especially like the part in the story where Percy has to bond with the pets he's taking care of, and he looks into their past and sees what motivates them, and he understands them, and he really looks into their soul, empathize with them. And Percy is only really able to do this in the story because he's had 5 books, 10 books of just character development, where he's had to learn how to deal with all the problems he's went through, where he's just had to learn how to empathize with others. And for me, it explains the value in these new Percy Jackson stories, that these new books are not a part of the original 5-book series, and that's fine. In fact, that's great. Nothing can ever beat those books, and you can never add a true 6th or 7th installment to them. However, these new fun stories based on the original Percy Jackson adventures are taking those development arcs from the past adventures and are using them as a tool to help guide the narrative, making it a satisfying read for someone like me who adores the original series. And you know, it's just nice to see Percy being like, I would have totally made a stupid decision here, but since I've learned from previous mistakes I've made in the past, I won't be doing that. Well, until he ends up making that stupid decision anyways, but you know, he could try. But yeah, Wrath of the Triple Goddess may not be every fan's cup of tea, but it sure is mine. And even though I would say I'm more looking forward to the books that continue the story of this franchise, such as with installments like the new Nico D'Angelo books, I overall believe that these new books are a welcome addition to the already overkill timeline of the Percy Jackson saga. And after indulging in the story of Wrath of the Triple Goddess, I don't think I'd have it any other way.